2019, 9th overall pick out of Baylor. Then in March of 22 gets traded for Matt Olson to Oakland, turned into Sacramento, eventually turned into Vegas, and he's going to be there because he's a big presence, and he has got light tower power. And I know they dropped 3 games in Toronto, but it wasn't because of his offensive prowess. He was on fire. So I want to dive in a little bit real quick. Since last All-Star break, 2025 All-Star break, look at his slugging percentage, leaders. He's on top of Stanton when he's healthy, his own teammate Nick Kurtz, who we can't get enough of, Springer, Ohtani, and Judge. Hot change me. Shea Langeliers since 2025 All-Star break with MLB ranks. Look at this. Average, he's hitting .336 with 22 bombs. First in slugging, third in weighted runs created plus, and Fangraphs WAR, he's the second most valuable player in the game.
What?
So what does he do right?
Holy moly.
I know. Let's get into some ABs. I'm going to take you back. Pause this real quick. This is when you know you're going good. This is the second half of last year, 2025. 3-2 game, bottom 7 against arguably the best pitcher in our sport. Bases loaded. And you talk about a guy who can handle a heater, and if you miss your spot, it's getting evaporated with a very simple swing. And then we'll get into it. So right here, Scoobs goes after him. Heater, middle cut at 100, and he is all over it. Spits on a changeup away, then gets a changeup pull. Pause. Heater, middle, changeup that he went away with, he didn't fish. Another changeup that he saw out of his hand. So you're saying to yourself, he is seeing him well, and he's on the gas. But he throws 98 to 101. So he's going to go with his, if he executes this pitch in, he beats him to the spot. Well, he doesn't get it all the way in. That ball gets absolutely destroyed for a grand slam. And the entire second half of 25, it was more of the same, and it's bled in this year. If you don't execute the pitch, there's Joe Ryan on a 2-seamer in, and that's not a bad pitch. He pulls his hands inside that, keeps it fair, and destroys it. Mackenzie Gore, he's got the ability to rush it. Oppo, we saw what he did to Philly yesterday. There's 96, outer half, and he shoots it to right center for a bomb. That is not an easy park to go opposite field. And then we'll get into Gosman. Full ABs here. Slider away. Splitty away. 2-0. Looking for a heater. Pause that real quick. He saw that well. It should be 3-0 if he challenges right there. But he doesn't. 2-1. Keep it going. Gosman goes heater in. He's got to be sitting soft. He's not going to double up on the heater in. He's seeing everything really well. Run that back for me real quick and pause it.
I thought that was going to be a double.
Yeah, he's got big-time power, Robert. The thing, talking to these guys in the cage with the explosive fastball velocity and explosive off-speed stuff, these guys are eliminating that kind of, we used to talk about dancing with the pitcher, that rhythm and timing. They are getting from A, and when that pitcher releases the baseball, they want to be able to pull the trigger. You're seeing simplified swings. Look at a guy like Alex Bregman. It's bing, bing, and going. There is not much like high leg kicks, toe taps, a bunch of rhythm and timing trying to dance with the pitcher. It's get on time and be ready to go at release. Watch this simple move. Run this. There's not much there. His hands are loaded and he is ready to rock. And he had a series up at Toronto. Eventually we'll get to this grand slam. This is a 2-iron to dead center. Here he is against Hoffman. Heater away. Slider away. Slider, he hangs. And then heater up, elevated. You think you can get upstairs on him. And he's driving it up the middle the other way. And then this next one, Little right here goes breaking ball. Pause it. We talk about this all the time. Guy usually comes in and throws you a breaking ball and he doesn't land it. There's a good chance he's throwing it again. Right? He's not just going to go to a 2-seamer. He throws the breaking ball. He's like, I didn't like the way that came out. I'm definitely not giving this guy a heater with the bases loaded 1-0. So let me land this thing. He lands it right in the Langeliers barrel. Watch this. Oh, not that bad a pitch. That ball's down. It just gets 2-ironed out to dead center. All right, so these are the adjustments we're talking about. Getting from A to B quicker. I'm noticing it with a lot of hitters. They're preset. Pete Crow Armstrong, being around him, preset, ready to go. Langeliers' hands are down April of 2025. Look at his hands. Not much has changed with his setup in his lower half. Just focus on the hands. Then slowly starts to tinker with bringing them even with his ear. And then all of a sudden, March of 2026, he's got him almost even with the logo. I always felt like when my hands were a little bit higher, that I could feel where the barrel was. I felt like sometimes when they're down here, or I'm relaxed with my top hand, I get a little pulley and kind of rotational and come up out of it. So I wanted to know where my barrel is with my top hand at the point of contact. Pause this. You see it big here. Hands down low. It's just creating one more extra step he has to go against a guy throwing 97 instead of being ready at release. Run this. Pause. Bring it to his leg kick. Right there. I mean, he is in perfect position to hit right there. Run it. We talked about it all the time. We've been on the show 10, 11 years. And talked about making adjustments. It's the little things. Little will get you a lot in this game. 80 will get you 100, but it's constant tinkering, constant trying to understand how you can get on time with this explosive stuff, and he's been able to do it, and it carried into this season. Slug percentage leaders on elevated heaters since start of 2025. I mean, look at the number. I mean, Judgy's at 894, and then Shea Langeliers at 824. So I know Toronto sent them packing with 3 losses, but it wasn't because of what Langeliers. I mean, he is a force.